having the biggest kind of storm of wind. I thought it was, you know, the siding on the house or something wrong. The next thing I figured, no, it can't be. So I went into the door. Here's this fellow out there looking for a axe. Come down to Bishop Falls, now going white fishing, no axe. And so he come to the wrong house because I had mine broke off now. So anyway, I give him the axe. I thought he only wanted to cut a wool or something. I didn't think he had a auger or something. So anyway, I give him the axe. He said, boy, he said, I need some sticks. He said, I'm going to try to make a shelter. So I said, boy, he said, well, let him go out in the back of the garden. So the time he was finished, he had his pickup right full of wood. So anyhow, I went on in the house, and I looked at my watch and back out the driveway. Next thing I looked, he back right on in the ditch. I swung my finger at him and I said, boy, you picked the wrong ditch. You don't have much luck on ladders either, from what I hear. God bless you, Brother Gonzo.
Toby, here's something else. I don't know if you guys all know it, but Toby works in the correctional center. The guy was with me. He gave me this axe, and the handle was only about this long. And I think the young fellow was beating it in the rocks for, must be 3 or 4 days. I mean, it's just hopeless to try to cut something with it. The guy who was with me, he said he should be in the correctional center. He said, the man had an axe like that, he said, it's right there shouldn't be. Anyway, I got a few pieces of wood out of it. And I got a few nails. I told him I wanted some nails. He said, boy, I haven't got any nails. He said, I was 14 years old. He said, before you would know, you would buy straight nails. They give me a lot of crooked ones. Oh, it's nice to be here. Toby told you I was going to sing. That's wrong. I'm not going to sing. I'm going to make some sort of a sound after a while there. I had a little piece on my guitar. Most of you have heard me say this before. The forest would be a rather silent place if only the best birds sang. I only sing so that the others can sound good. But it is wonderful to be here, to be in the fellowship again, see all your faces and enjoy the fellowship together. Before I sing, we've been talking much tonight about the grace of God and singing about it. Before I make my joyful sound, there's a gentleman here, like many more of us, I guess, who knows about the grace of God. And he spent years, he lived in many places. I'm sure he wouldn't want to tell you about it. I guess he drank everything you can drink, from steeped out records to Lysol, to try to satisfy his longing, but it didn't satisfy. His name was Gus Carpenter. God done a tremendous work in his life, and he's going to come down and share with us just a wee bit. We haven't got time to give him a chance to say it all, but Brother Gus is going to come and share a little bit of his testimony with us. What God can do in a man's life, the grace of God. So, Brother Carpenter, if you'll come, then I'll try and sing. Come on. Gus didn't want to do this, you know. He's a little bit on the shy side, but nevertheless, I'm sure that he'll share with you what God has done in his life.
Gonzo said my name was Gus Carpenter, but I think he went a little stray on the Carpenter. But it's only by name, not by trade. I don't think I could drive a nail straight, so I get along about a crooked one. In the meantime, I came to love the Lord on the 6th day of November in '94. Before that, my life was a complete mess. Like Brother Gonzo said, I drank quite a few things. I slept in weird places, on the overpass. People that have rolled down over and got hit by cars. I slept on a little wide place, maybe about a foot and a half. Of course, I'm not very big either, so don't make much difference about that. I found myself in garbage bins. Then I found myself dumped into the garbage truck itself. About out 12, 14 miles, dumped out in the dump, things like that. What God, even before I was saved, through the prayers of the people at the church, and my mom and dad, I thought I was that. I drank Lysol, boiled down records, you call them steeped out records. I made a joke about it. Actually, I'm alive today to be able to joke about it. So the guys told me that I should be able to sing. I said, yeah, maybe I could, but the last record that I boiled down was Frosty the Snowman, and I broke it down. Once I came, I used to have the sexiest breath in town too, because I drank an awful lot of aftershave, you know. At that time it was pretty good, but I don't know how to explain myself in such a manner, because if it came out, and if I could only do the things for God that I've done for Satan himself and against me, I've done everything, you name it. I spent as high as $740 1 week in booze and cigarettes alone. I've had 2 operations, also first. I've had pretty close to just about every finger and stuff on my hands broken. I've been to fights. I wind up sleeping in alleyways, on top of malls, on top of the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario. And my only blankets was 4 bottles of wine. You drink one, you lie down for about an hour. You shiver, you'd wake up, drink the other one. You do that night after night after night after night. I can keep going saying night after night on that, because I don't mind telling my age. I'll be 59 in June coming. I'd say I spend about 50 years solid alcoholic. It was in a position that I couldn't find my way out. And I didn't know how to find my way out. I came back home here in Newfoundland. My mom, she's dead now, but my mom spent, I think it's about 3.5 years. I never wrote home, phoned home, or nothing. My brother-in-law, he was in the armed forces. Mom got out to him. He finally found me after 5 years. I was making as high as $1,400 a week. I never had money enough to go home. Alcohol controlled me. I didn't control alcohol. It controlled me. I came back home. I lived with my mom for 4 solid years. The lady took sick, had to go into the home in Grand Falls. I spent, I think it was maybe 4.5 to 5 years, every night, solid drinking. I didn't know what sleep was. I didn't know what eating was. I went as high as 10, 15 days, not eat. I didn't know where to turn. I walked in the Reen's Tavern in Bishop Falls. Right after this, but not, okay, I could stay here half the night probably. Pastor Ray Bursey came to Bishop Falls for meetings. I spent 6 days drinking all day, yet somehow how God got hold to me, I don't know. Around 6 o'clock each day, I'd leave the beer on the bar, walk down in the dark home, no lights, no nothing. Change my clothes, go to church. I come out of church, go back to the tavern, drink all night. I done that for 6 solid days. I walked into church one night, I didn't know what was going to happen. Yet, I made 4 trips out of church that night. went outside and had a smoke, but something inside wouldn't allow me to leave. I think it was on the 5th trip, I think, somewhere around there, I left. I was bound determined. I was going back up the tavern again. Of all the drinking that I've done nighttime and all my lifetime, I've never thrown up. All of a sudden, I went to leave. I had to go into the washroom. But I don't know what happened. I just opened my mouth into the waste paper basket. Everything left. The same thing as pure vinegar. All of a sudden, no hangover, no nothing. I went to turn to go out to the church. My legs wouldn't go that way. I went to stop up, so I went on in. I went to stop inside by my seat. No way. My legs wouldn't stop. My legs wouldn't turn. I walked to the altar. And brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, from that day that I walked in there, I didn't want to see one. I never had nothing against anybody for drinking it or anything like that. But thanks to God, you know, right now, I don't have so much as 1/8 in my whole complete body. People wondered why I stayed with it. So I explained this to a person. We just got finished. I said to him, if you had an old car, you'd trade her on a new one. But if you had a new car, would you trade it on an old one? No way. God saved me, and He truly saved me.
God can do. For the grace of God is all about. And in part, this is what those sing-alongs are about. There's a lot of people tonight, I don't necessarily mean that they're here. Maybe no one here in that position. But there is a lot of people, and I'm sure there's no one probably here like Brother Carpenter was, because Brother Carpenter was an exception in the sense of what he drank and what he done. Anybody who lived in Bishop Falls would know. Every time you saw Gus Carpenter, he was drunk. God got hold to his life. Oh, what tell you? See him in church in Bishop Falls now, I tell you, everybody gets excited. Anyway, I could say a lot more, but I don't think I need to say it. Listen to the words of this song, if I can remember it. I don't have the words with me. I don't know if we got it ready over it or not. If we haven't, I might forget it. But this is what it's all about. Along life's road, I stumble in the darkness. My blinded eyes have caused my feet to roll. I met the Lord. He spoke to me so sweetly, said, come with me, and I will take you home. I said, Gus, come walk with me. The road is straight and narrow. Come walk with me. You cannot walk alone.
with Christ, my blessed Savior. I do not fear, for I am of the Lord. He guides me through this life with all its sorrow, and someday soon He'll take